Hey guys, welcome back to Tea Time. Today we're having homemade soup. Not just any homemade soup, my chicken noodle soup. Chicken noodle soup, chicken noodle soup. So what you're going to need to make this homemade chicken noodle soup, the first ingredient, you've guessed it, chicken. You're going to need your chicken breast. Now you can either use boneless, skinless, or you can use chicken breast with the bone in, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. And the next ingredient you're going to need is, I'm using no yolk, and these are egg white noodles. You'll also need some garlic. I like mixed vegetables. We have poblano pepper and red peppers here, and this is my celery. Of course, you got to have chicken noodle soup with celery. And in the back here, I also have some okra. That's my favorite. I have to have okra in there. And then you have your seasonings here. One of my favorites, Montreal seasoning. And I'm going to be doing some cream of celery as well. And then we have pepper. We don't need salt. And we have our bouillon cubes. That has enough salt. I'm going to go ahead and season my chicken. And just season your chicken to your liking. And you know how I am about seasoning the front and the back. So you do both sides. Now that you have your chicken seasoned, the next thing you're going to work on is building the flavor. Now I'm using a boneless chicken, so I definitely do need to build the flavor. If you're using a chicken with bones, that's pretty much going to have the flavor because the bones, you know, give it flavor. So I'm going to show you how to build flavor. Come on. You want to take the pot that you're going to make your soup in and cook your chicken in it. And what you're going to do is add some oil to the bottom of the pan. I'm using coconut oil. You can use olive oil, vegetable oil, whichever oil you prefer. And you're going to let your oil get hot. Once it's hot, you're going to add your chicken. Now you want your chicken to cook thoroughly and to even brown, because that's going to add flavor. So if it's getting browned and having a little crust on it, you're going to have flavor inside your pot, and that's what you want to do. Now that my chicken breast is in the pot and it's cooking, I can go ahead and start chopping up some vegetables. So I'm finishing chopping up the last bit of vegetables here, and I think it's time for us to go and check on our chicken. Now that your chicken is ready to come out of the pot, make sure you leave your drippings in the pot, and you're going to add your vegetables in on top of the drippings. The first thing we're adding is our celery. You can also add onions. I'm not doing onions today. Now that I've added my celery, I'm going to add my poblano pepper and my red pepper. And this is bell pepper, and poblano pepper is not hot, but I do like the flavor of it. And just kind of give it a stir. The next thing I'm going to add, guys, is my garlic. And you want to make sure that you add your garlic right before you add your chicken broth, because you don't want your garlic to burn. So you want to put that in right before, give it a quick stir. You can kind of let it sit a minute. Now we're ready to add our chicken broth. And again, remember, I'm using chicken bouillon cubes. So it's 2 cups of water per 1 cube. So I'm going to do 4 cups of water with 2 cubes. So I have 1 cup, well, I have the first 2 cups in there. And we're going to add our cube. And this is our flavor. And just a moment, let me get another cup of water. Once you've added your bouillon cubes and your water, you're going to allow it to come to a boil, just to make sure your cubes have melted. And once it comes to a boil, then you'll go ahead and add your other vegetables. Meanwhile, let's go ahead and cut up this chicken breast for the soup. I like to do slices and then do chunks. So I just slice and then I turn and do chunks. Now that your water's come to a boil, you want to go ahead and start adding your vegetables. And I'm going to add my peas and carrots first. Be careful, don't burn yourself. Now that we've added our vegetables, our peas and carrots, still got a boil going here, I'm going to go ahead and add our chopped chicken. Okay, and now that you've added your chopped chicken, you're going to let your water come back to a boil, and once it comes back to a boil, which it's getting there now, then you can go ahead and add your egg noodles. Adding our noodles. One of the last things I add into my soup is my okra. I don't like it to cook that long. So basically, my chicken noodle soup is done. You can stop here. Once your vegetables are to your liking and everything is tender, you can definitely stop here. But if you're in the mood for a creamier soup, because this liquid, it's more of a liquidy type soup. Now we're going to take it to a creamy soup. I'm going to make my soup creamy, so I'm going to add some cream of celery into it, and that'll just make it creamy. And start by adding a little until it's as creamy as you want it. It normally takes the entire can. We've added our cream of celery, and see, it gave it a more creamier consistency. I like it kind of creamier. Sometimes I like it the other way as well. But here you have it, your homemade chicken noodle soup. You've built your flavors, you added your chicken, you added your favorite vegetables, you did everything. And I mean, it's a great soup. You can curl up on the couch with it and enjoy it with a good book. As always, guys, I would like to thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me today. It's been real. Bye now.